this is the build I've been running since the beginning of the season, since Diamond Lance got a huge buff. That's not the only reason why I run the build. I run the build for the priming capabilities, therefore I've called this the Primer Build. Basically just because you can prime stuff with tons of different stasis abilities, stasis weapons, and your teammate or teammates that run focusing lens can take massive advantage of that. Just a bit of coordination and a bit of practice and you'll be literally able to smash through everything in the game. So I called it the Primer Build. This is the aspects I run. Firstly, I run Diamond Lance. So recently, at the beginning of the season, these got a bit of a big buff. You can now fit 3 fragments in there, which is huge. And they appear, and you can proc them a lot more than what you used to be able to last season. So basically, when you kill something with a stasis weapon, like it's gonna create a Diamond Lance now as well, which is a lot more often. Again, I think it's like one in like 2 kills or something like that. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Not only that, you're gonna get them with your stasis kills as well. Stasis ability kills, you show the charge. Even if you kill something that's frozen with your grenade, it's gonna proc one as well. So you literally have these for days. I run Tectonic Harvest. Shattering a stasis crystal creates a stasis shard. We're gonna be shattering quite a lot of crystals and enemies that are frozen, which also works, so you're going to get a lot of shards. What I run then is Whisper of Hedrons. So every time I freeze something, I'm going to get increased aim assist, mobility, resilience and recovery. I run Whisper of Chains. These two work together, so what that does is while I'm near frozen targets or a friendly stasis crystal, I'm going to take reduced damage from the targets as well. So these two work together, make you quite tanky as well. Extra resilience, extra recovery. Whisper of Fissures. So I use this for the ad clearing capabilities. So every time I destroy a stasis crystal, it improves the damage that you get from that. So the blast and everything like that, it really helps with clearing ads. I run Whisper of Shards, shattering a stasis crystal, because as I said, you will be shattering a few crystals and enemies. What that does, it gives you a boost to your discipline, your grenade back, plus it gives you 10 resilience as well. Very handy. And then I run Whisper of Rhyme, collecting a stasis shard, which with Tectonic Harvest, I'm going to be getting a load of shards. So every time I collect one of them shards, it's going to heal me or give me an overshield. So my abilities I find for priming stuff, your Dustfield Grenade is probably one of the best ones to use because it'll slur for a couple of seconds and freeze. It's a lot easier to get the timing down with it. Weapon wise, you've got a few options now in your primary and your heavy, because we've got a lot of stasis things going on. I mean, you can even use Osmosis as well, which will proc your Diamond Lances, but I tend to stick with Aegis Scepter just because the gun is an absolute beast. It's really good for ad clearing, freezing a lot of targets all in one area, or freezing solo targets if you take advantage of the catalyst. You've got other options there. As I said, you can run the Ice Luna with Headstone, which again creates crystals. You're going to be able to freeze targets with that, but I just find Aegis Scepter is too good not to use. Your secondary weapon, that's entirely down to you, whatever you're doing at the time. So you need an overload bow, you can put overload bow on. If you need anti-barrier, you can put anti-barrier auto rifle on. SMG, it's either or, whatever you want to run on your secondary slot, whatever fits for you. Heavy wise, again, I tend to stick with stasis weapons, just purely because of the Diamond Lance. Getting kills with stasis weapons procs them Diamond Lances, and they're actually, you'll see in the video later on in the clips how good they are for priming enemies for focusing lens. So yeah, Reed's Regret, you've got the new sword, which also you can freeze things with that as well. You can do 3 light attacks or 1 powered attack and it will freeze the target as well, which again is going to prime the enemy when they're frozen for the person or people running focusing lens. Now I will quickly jump over to my mods. Now I will go over my armor mods. I know it's a bit long-winded, but Stasis builds are usually long-winded because we have to talk about all the fragments aspects, how they work, etc. So in the future I do intend on trying to make it a bit quicker, but for me personally I can't explain a build in a couple of minutes or a minute because I don't feel I'm doing it justice, or I'm doing it justice for people watching. I like to really try and explain the build. If that's something people dislike, then just let me know in the comments, but again I just need to really try and get across the build to people. I cannot explain it in a couple of minutes because I just won't do it justice. But anyways, I'll stop bleeding on and get on to the actual armor mods now. So what I'm doing is I'm running elemental shards, because previously I said about the tectonic harvest creating the shards. So every time I pick up a shard, it's going to act as an elemental well. What I do to take advantage of the elemental well buff is I run Font of Might, which gives me 25% extra damage for 10 seconds to all my stasis weapons, because I'm running the stasis subclass. So Mega Scepter and my Reed's Regret, or my sword, or my Ice Luna are all going to get an extra 25% damage buff when I pick up a shard. What I also run then is Elemental Time Dilation, because what that does is it basically gives you an increased timer on your elemental well benefits. So instead of 10 seconds I get 13 seconds of extra damage, so an extra 3 seconds. What I also do then is I like to run Elemental Charge, because what that does, becoming charged will light by picking up an elemental well. If the elemental well matches your subclass, in this case it does, and it's not a well, it's going to be an elemental shard, but because I've got elemental shards on, he's going to think it's a well, and because that shard or well matches your subclass, I'm going to become ×2 charge will light every time I pick up a shard, so it's really handy. So what I do to take advantage of the charge will light, just for extra survivability, I put protective light on. So I'm always going to be ×2 charge will light, and then I'm going to get that extra damage reduction as well whenever I need it. If I start taking a bit of damage, I will go to red bar, that protective light is going to kick in. And then the best thing with that is I'm going to be getting protective light procced if you're low on health, and then obviously what you can do then, freeze targets, create a crystal, all these are going to kick in, so you're going to get extra survivability. Yep, so that's the build. I'll leave the clips running out and go through a little bit of the clips with you as well as they're going, but I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. So what I'm doing here is I am just showing you how the diamond lance is going to prime that target, that overload over there. So it's going to freeze him. My friend Dino, he's got focusing lens on his Titan, and he's also running Peregrine Greaves. So what I'm going to do is freeze this target, or prime it for Dino. Dino's going to come in now, shoulder charge, top tree, bang, instant death, no need for weapons. Another little clip here, I'm freezing him with my grenade this time. Boom, what are you saying? A few more little clips, just showing you the priming capabilities again. There's another diamond lance. I mean, you literally see these all the time. So you've got my diamond lance, my grenade, my Mega Scepter. You can even prime stuff with your super. So we're on the 1350 Empire hunt. I'm going to freeze this target. Dino's going to get his focusing lens with his Peregrine Greaves shoulder charge. Instant, no need for messing around, no need for weapons. Another one, diamond lance. Boom, see you later. Again, just literally just showing you the amount of priming capabilities and the destruction you can cause with the correct builds. Like I said, Dino's running Peregrine Greaves at the moment with focusing lens on, but you've got various different options for different characters. You could run a Warlock with Verity's Brow, for example, take advantage of the grenade kills. You've got Hunter's Liar's Handshake, for example. over focusing lens, they're all going to work nicely. Another one, there you go. Bit of practice, a bit of coordination. 2 of you, 3 of you, a team, a ZEPHYR team, whatever you want. Just like I said, just a bit of practice. There's my grenade, freezing him again. Boom. Anyways, I'm not going to keep talking for all the clips. I'm just going to let them play out. I hope you get the gist of it. Priming build in action. Dino is the other party involved, just literally just shoulder charging and having the time of his life on a Titan. All the best, take it easy. Let us know what you think in the clip, in the in the comments. Have a good day.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.